Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Poofcast episode 5. My name is Byron. I'm joined by my co-host Jenny. Say hi, Jenny.
Hello, everybody.
My friend Bethany is also here. Say hi, Bethany.
Hi, Bethany.
uh, so happy Halloween, everybody, because I think this episode is going up the day before Halloween. So there's a lot going on in the world today, and I just wanted to take a moment out of the podcast to say, go vote if you haven't already. Mask up. We don't need the virus spreading anymore.
Yes.
End SARS. If you have any power over Nigerian things, go be an activist and work towards that end of SARS. And also, thanks for the support and feedback you guys have been giving us. It means a lot to us, and it helps us stay motivated to keep the podcast coming. So now that I got all that out of the way, have you guys done anything interesting or noteworthy in the last few days or week?
Me, I would say I haven't done really anything special. Yeah, just nothing really special. Just been staying at home. It snowed a couple days ago, and it was really scary having to drive in the snow. I don't like driving in the snow personally because people drive like idiots and they don't take caution when on slippery roads. And I've witnessed this a couple times while I was out in the morning. And yeah, it's nothing really special other than it snowed. So
How often does it snow out there?
I mean, not really often. And usually, like, the weird thing is it doesn't even snow during the winter a lot. And when it does, it only does like a little bit, not too much. And it's weird seeing snow in the fall, kind of like so early.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something. I mean, I guess I should be used to it, but then again, like, I'm still not used to seeing snow this early on in the year.
Growing up, I think it's only snowed maybe 5 times in my life. It's
Really?
never a common occurrence.
Yeah, the weather is bipolar here, so I don't I don't really know when it is gonna snow or when it's not. So it
No.
happens often.
Even when it does snow here or in New Orleans, it's still barely any snow. You might get a little snow for half an hour or so. The most it snowed, I think, was for a few hours when I was in 3rd grade, but it has never snowed that much since then, as far as I know.
Yeah, the world is changing. It's crazy to see it.
Yeah.
It's really crazy because I remember when I was younger, there used to be build-up of snow, so much snow, and I used to want to go outside and play in it. Now there's just barely anything. It's just a lot of iciness rather than just snow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't like playing in the snow anymore because now I'm older, obviously, and now that sometimes I gotta drive in the snow, it's just not enjoyable. Just snow is not enjoyable.
Yeah, I remember in 3rd grade when it snowed, we had a snowball fight, and it was so weird because I had always seen it on TV and cartoons and stuff, but to actually be able to do it was so different. And I remember I put a snowball in my brother's hoodie, and he put his hood on, and it was all over his head, and he was like, "What the hell?"
Yo, get pranked. I remember having snowball fights too. But the thing was the cartoons, maybe it was just the people I was having a snowball fight with. The cartoons and all the stuff that I see on, they make it seem like the snow is so soft, but when you get hit by one of them things, it hurts.
Yeah, it's
it hurts.
Somebody's throwing a rock at you or something.
Yes. Maybe it's because they can they compress the snow into a one hard snowball.
Yeah.
Instead of lazily doing it, because that's what I did, and I get pebbled. It hurts.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
I think the last time I actually had proper snow, I was living in Huntsville, and it was 2017, and it was just crazy snowing hard, and it got at least for me, pretty deep, which was only 4 inches at the most. And I remember making like a bunch of snowmen like up in college, and it was like my last day at that school too, so it was pretty cool. And then I moved out the next morning, and I like was so scared to drive home because like the ice and everything was still on the roads. So I'm going 20 miles an hour down I-45, and I'm like, I'm going to die.
Right? It's because, like, you never know these people. Like, people still, like, drive crazy in the snow, and it's scary. It makes me anxious when I'm, like, driving in the snow.
Yeah.
I totally get you there.
Yeah.
It's scary. I hate it. I don't like driving in the snow, period.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it's fun.
No, it's not
You
fun.
don't wanna.
Like Huntsville has so many hills, right? And so like when it first started snowing, I was sitting with like my roommate and my cousin, and we were in a Double Dave's Pizza. And so like I was the person that drove, and I didn't know it was going to snow. So like we drove there, we were like, okay, you know, last day of the semester, we all like did well in our finals, we're going to go get pizza as a treat. So like we're still sitting there inside the freaking pizza place, and then all of a sudden it's just snowing hardcore. And I'm like, okay, how am I going to get home now? And so like I'm going like legit 5 miles an hour to go down these like steep hills, and I'm like braking and accelerating because I don't know how, you know, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And so that was like the longest car ride like ever. And it should have only taken me 5 minutes to get back to campus from where I was, but it took me like 30.
Jeez.
That is totally understandable. I mean, if it starts like snowing crazy like that, it's totally understandable to go slower than you usually go. Like a tip for like driving in the snow. I got this tip from my brother just like the other day when I was driving in the snow. It's just like when you're braking on the snow and you know it's slippery, like don't like step on it. Just kind of pedal on it, like tap it a couple times. Like you'll slow down.
Yeah, like ease
And
into
you
it.
feel, like when the car is like slow enough, you can step on it like fully. Because if you step on it all the way, it'll lock and it'll do that little thing where it feels like it's like, you know, like locking up, because that's exactly what it's doing. It'll make you slide. So just like tap to like slow yourself down until when you get to like a certain speed, and that's when you can fully step on it and you'll stop. Like I never knew that. I was just like, what? I should have known this when it was like snowing so hard that time I went to work. But you know, now I know.
Yeah.
Now I know. That's just like a tip for if you're feeling scared and you know you feel like you're going too fast. Like that's a good way to slow down without having to slide everywhere.
That's definitely helpful. I'm gonna remember that one later on if it ever snows here again.
It's a good thing to keep in mind just for like safety reasons in the snow, because it'd be really tragic if something happens and all that, and the car is just like doesn't want to cooperate.
Yeah, totally.
So what have you been up to, Bethany?
I'm gonna keep it real. I've just been doing midterms, not fun. And my professors, the way that they grade is on a really weird scale. And so I know one of them, it's like out of total of like 83 points, and he doesn't tell us that. So I thought I got like a 60 on an exam, but it turns out it was like 60 out of 80 points. And so I was like, oh, thank God. Okay. But yeah, other than that, like I'd be working, getting yelled at by customers because I work at a prominent coffee chain. Yeah. Nothing better than having a woman like yell at you because your coffee machine broke, and then you're like trying to get drinks out as fast as possible, but you can't because you can't like queue up espresso shots for her 500 espresso amount drink, you know, and then she's yelling at you and you're like, bro, please don't do that. I am doing my best here with what we can do, you know? And then like my coworker's like, girl, why aren't you crying right now? Like I would be in tears. And I was like, I'm not going to cry in front of y'all. I'm not comfortable with you. Not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like,
I'd hate to
get
be
that.
like somebody who has to work at like a restaurant or something, because people can be like assholes there.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've had my fair share. I've had my fair share. Customer service is just the worst because they're so inconsiderate of how like just the operation goes. Like they're just so entitled, saying, "Oh, I gave you money for this thing, so I deserve to get it right away and when I want it." Like,
Yes.
don't work like that, sweetie. You know, there's problems that happen, and so if that problem happens, it's not my fault.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And like the thing is like people don't see you as like a human being whenever you're like working.
Exactly.
They see you as kind of like a machine in a way, just because you're like constantly like only serving them. Like that's how their mentality is. They're like, I have to only serve this person, and if I don't have this amount of attention, like I'm gonna go nuts. And so sometimes they do, and then you get yelled at, and then your manager's like, bro, I'm gonna have to pretend to yell at you right quick to satisfy this customer. And then you go home and then you cry.
Exactly.
I love customer service. Love it so much.
Yeah, that was the reason why I kind of just quit the customer service scene. I was just like, no, like this ain't for me. I'm starting to get a little less patient. I remember on my last day, I actually kind of went off on a customer.
What did you
Oopsie,
do?
sorry. Because they were like, I don't remember what they were asking for, but they were just asking way too much out of me. And I was just like, bruh, like, you're going to have to wait. I'm sorry, but there's a lot. Like, we're backed up on orders. You're just going to have to wait. And if you don't like that, I'm sorry. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. Like, I can't just rush this order when there's other people waiting. Like, I can't do that for you.
Exactly.
Like, it's not fair.
Yeah, like whenever I'm making drinks, you know, I make them like I'm supposed to in the order in which they were placed. And so, like, you know, if someone does a mobile order before, like, you know, like an in-store order, you know, I'm going to do that first because that's how it's got to be. And so people will be like, I ordered this 2 minutes ago. Can I get my coffee? And I'm like, brother, I am like balls deep in some Frappuccino roast right now. You're going to have to wait, you know?
Balls deep in some Frappuccino roast. Gotcha. I mean, 2 minutes? Come on. That's lower than my patience, and my patience is low.
I know. Like, it's a customer base, you know? It just,
Yeah.
it's mostly like middle-aged people that have like the worst patience that I've like had to deal with.
Oh, yeah.
Because mostly like
They're all going through a midlife crisis.
yeah, I guess their midlife crisis is like, if I don't have my coffee right now, I'm gonna freaking like shoot up something. Like, you know, I'm so pissed that my coffee's not here right now. I got 5 kids in my minivan. They're screaming. They want to go to McDonald's, but I need to get my coffee first.
I gotta take them to soccer practice.
Yeah, you know, Jenny, you know. Oh, wait, that's you. Oh my god. Little Jenny's gonna have to go to soccer practice, and freaking Kevin, if I don't take him to football practice in the next 5 minutes, he's gonna kick the back of my seat. Like, I can't deal with that. And that just, you know, use protection, everyone.
Yeah. You know, people are just, they just lose all like respect for like other people when it comes to like customer service.
They like forget that the customer service people are our people too.
Yeah, exactly.
It sucks that it's that way, but that's just how people is. That's how human nature is. Well, some people, but it's really sad to see stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instant gratification or bust, you know, like.
Well, this weekend I actually was able to go visit my grandma and my auntie, and I just kind of relaxed at my grandma's house for the weekend. I got to submit my ballot in person rather than having to mail it in. And that was
That's awesome.
That's really great.
yeah.
I'm proud of you.
That's right. I forgot. You know, you're from Louisiana, so I didn't know if you were
Yeah.
actually going to, like, vote here or what. So that's cool.
Yep. Oh yeah, and Teddy got to go on his first road trip, and that was a headache.
Why?
Like, we got, I think for the first half an hour or so of the road trip, he was whining to get out of his like bag because I put him in a bag so he wasn't running around the car.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess he just wore himself out or fell asleep. And then when we made like a pit stop, he started to whine again, and so I just took him out and let him like move around for a little bit. But then he started to, like you give him an inch and they take a mile.
Yeah.
He like went 10 miles, and so I just put him back in his bag until we got to our destination. But it was an overall enjoyable experience.
That's good.
I bet.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he had a good time too because my grandma actually has a yard and he was able to run around and like play catch and stuff.
Oh.
Or not catch, fetch.
He's catching the ball. He's using his
Yeah.
little baby hands. Catch the balls.
Yeah.
So cute.
God, I love that dog.
Stan Teddy, by the way.
Stan Teddy.
Oh yeah, I'll put my fan cam for Teddy in the description of the podcast if you want to check that out.
Okay, the first time I
Adorable.
saw that, I lost like my mind. Like I was losing it at work this morning. I was there at like, the crack of dawn, and so like when I finally got to go on my break, I see that and I'm like already sleep deprived and a little bit delusional from that. And I was like, oh my, I was losing it in the lobby. Oh, it was so funny.
Happy you enjoyed it. It took me like 2 hours to make, even though I probably will never use it.
Oh my god, you spent 2 hours on that?
Yeah.
I mean, that just shows how much you appreciate and love your dog. That's so... I wish I had a dog.
It's a lot of work and money.
I've got 5. Do you want one?
Yes. If only.
Yeah, they're like insane. It's so much work. Like I have 2 puppies and then the rest are all like seniors. And so it's like you have to match like the puppy's energy, but like also like keep the puppy in a way kind of away from like the senior dogs, because the senior dogs are like not having it, because like, first of all, why the hell did you get this stupid thing? Like, I didn't sign up for this. What the hell? And so, yeah, it's just a mess, like, half the time. But, like, puppies. Ha.
Yeah.
Cuties.
I can't wait till he's done teething. Teething's honestly the worst part about puppies.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's, like, chewed up a few walls and stuff. And, like, if I leave anything on the floor and I forget that it's on the floor, I'll come back and it's torn up.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that right now. My parents, because, like, I live on campus, but, like, whenever I go home, my mom tells me about how she's been, like, mixing, like, water and cayenne pepper together, and then she, like, sprays it on things outside, because that's where my dogs are essentially all day, because, yeah. And so, like, we had a cactus garden. Keyword there, had, because my dogs, even though there was cayenne pepper all over that thing, they still were eating the cactuses, the cacti. Is that a word?
Goodness.
But yeah, so I'm sitting here thinking, like, first of all, you're going to eat a cactus. Like, that's already, like, painful. That's a whole experience. But now it's like a spicy cactus. Like, I can't.
A spicy cactus.
You got some masochist dogs.
I guess I do. Like, they freaks.
No. Man. Poor doggies. How does that not hurt? Yo.
I don't know. She's on some sort of energy that, like, it's too much sometimes. I'm like, oh my god. And she's like not even a year old. I think she's 6 months. I don't know. It was a really weird thing because we didn't like adopt her or anything. One day, my parents woke up and she was in her backyard. Like, someone dumped the puppy, like she had a collar, and so my parents were like, okay, well maybe this puppy just got lost. That's really weird. So they took her to the vet, and they were like, nope, she's not chipped or anything. Guess you got yourself a dog. And so my parents were like, okay, we're gonna put up, lost, found, whatever posters, like everywhere, social media, whatever. No one claimed her, so now we have this crackhead, and yeah, and like I don't even know. My parents are like this close to just being like, okay, you know what, Bethany, we can't just do this anymore. Like she's insane.
Yeah.
She's eating spicy cacti. Like, I mean, what do you do with that? How do you deal with that?
The spicy cactus.
Yeah. My mom and her girlfriend have 6 dogs, and when I went to go visit them, like before I visited them, I thought 6 dogs was a lot, and it'd be like overwhelming to have all of them there. But when I was there, they seemed to it didn't seem to be as overwhelming as it may seem just thinking about it. Like they were pretty chill, besides when they get excited, but yeah, they weren't really like a big problem or anything when I visited my mom.
Did they interact with Teddy well, or did you like bring him?
Oh, I didn't. I mean, they haven't met Teddy yet. When I visited them, I don't even. Oh well, I did have Teddy, but I had just got him, and so I didn't want her to bring him around a bunch of big dogs.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
He's already so
I'd be
small.
terrified.
Yeah. Funny story. There was actually a big dog next door to my grandma's house. And so there's like a fence separating the yards and stuff, so they couldn't like interact directly. But Teddy would go walk up to the fence and start sniffing, and then the big dog would come up on the other side and sniff. And then when Teddy would hear him sniffing, he'd like run off because he was scared. And the big dog would just start whining like, "Hey, where'd you go, friend?" And then Teddy would like run up to me, so I'd walk over there with him. And I remember I walked over there with him, and then the dog like scratched the fence to see if he could get to Teddy, and Teddy like ran away so fast.
He just wants friends.
Yeah.
Oh, poor thing.
Aw.
But yeah, now that we kind of got what we've been up to out of the way, let's get into the topics. Since we're all in relationships, what are you guys' anniversaries?
Mine was 2 days ago.
Oh,
How was that?
It was mine and my boyfriend's 1-year anniversary. It's normal. He doesn't really celebrate anniversaries or anything like that, and that's totally understandable because he's more of the person that likes to go with the flow and likes to look back a little bit later in the future.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I, for one, like we're complete opposites when it comes to anniversaries. Like I find it really important to me, and like I like to sit back and just kind of be able to appreciate each other on our anniversaries. But he's just more of like in the moment type of guy. So like we're very opposite on that. And I try not to force it on him because, like I don't want to make him feel uncomfortable. But, like although it does mean a lot to me, like it doesn't really bother me if it doesn't, if he's not too big on that. Like it doesn't bother me, like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it did at one point, but now that I've seen it, like, just kind of through his eyes, and like, maybe it is true. Like, we just gotta live in the moment. Like, don't worry about the anniversary or anything like that. And I just kind of, just didn't really care anymore. Well, not like in a bad way, just more of like, like just go with the flow and just enjoy our moments together, because
like everyday special kind of thing, or
yeah, every day is special to us. Well, to me, at least. I hope it's special to him.
God, I hope so.
I hope so. Every day is special to me. Even when we argue, it's special. TBH.
Well, what about you, Bethany?
My 1-year anniversary with my boyfriend was on the 18th. And so we actually like make a big deal about anniversaries and such. And so my boyfriend, like, he went all out, kind of, you know? Yeah, he got me, like, several gifts, and, like, we planned a day together. It was really great. Like, he made me, okay, so, like, we were talking one night about, like, hints towards each other's, like, anniversary gifts. And so I was telling him, I was like, listen, you know, I saw how much it cost, so I can't afford it, but I was thinking about making you, like getting, like, a vinyl record, and then just, like, putting a bunch of our own songs on there, because, like, you can do that. And so I was like, okay, that'd be cool. So I told him that, and he looked at me, and he's like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, like, what's wrong with that? And he's like, dude, I was gonna do that for you.
Oh my goodness, that's so sweet.
I know. And so, like, I also realized, you know, it's not very practical, like, even if I did have the money to do it, to, like, do that for him, just because he doesn't have a record player. He just used mine. But we essentially kind of live together, so, like, you know, he just used mine anyways. And so he was like, well, damn, I'm going to have to get a new freaking present for you now, like, a new idea. So he ended up making me, like, a CD that it looks like a record. And then he downloaded a bunch of songs that were, like, important to us. And then to complement that, he's like, even if you can't listen to the CD, I made you a Spotify playlist, and it's got even more songs on it. And I was like, bro, that's so cute. And then, like,
that's sweet.
I know, right?
That is really sweet.
And then, like, I'm a big fan of, like, mice and rats and critters like that. And so he gave me, like, this little, like, stuffed animal, like, rat, but it looks, like, kind of realistic, so it was really cute. And it came, like I don't know, it's kind of fancy. And, like, it came with, like, little adoption papers and everything like that. And he's like, this is our son, you gotta name him.
Oh my
I was like,
that's so cute.
oh my god,
That's cute.
yeah. That, and then, like, a few months ago, I don't know, time's not real. Anyways, long story short, a while ago, I was talking with a few people in, like, a group chat that he's not in about some jewelry that I guess one of our friends is selling. And so I don't know who told him, if I told him and just don't remember or what, but he ended up buying me, like, these, like, jewelry pieces that I liked. And it's like a little, like, just like a little, like, chili pepper, and it's really cute. And it's got like, matching earrings. And so yeah, that. And then he got me some more jewelry from the same person, and, like, it was really, really nice. And so I was just, like, kind of just, like, crying a little bit, because I was like, okay, how did you even know? Like, who told you? Because I don't remember telling you. Then again, I can't remember much anyways, so I might have, but yeah. And so, like, it was really nice. It was really, really great.
That's so sweet.
And, yeah. And so then, like, my gifts towards him, like, I be on a budget, you know? So I got I commissioned one of my friends to make a sticker, and then I put it on, like, a water bottle, because he's been wanting, like, not a Hydro Flask, but, you know, like, one of those types of water bottles, you know, Walmart brand. And so I got a sticker on it, and we have, like, this joke where, because he likes to fish, and so, like, anytime we get, like, stressed out or whatever, he's like, wishing I was fishing. And so I got that on, like, I made the sticker, like, the design and all that, got it printed and slapped it on a water bottle. And so it just says wishing I was fishing with, like, a fish on it. It's kind of cute. And then
That is adorable.
yeah, and then, like, I decided to embroider him a hat that just has, like, a fish that matches the fish on the water bottle.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Yeah, and so that's what I did. And then, like, I took him out to dinner, but I guess that kind of feeds into, like, splitting bills, because he ended up paying me, like, half of it. And I was like, dude, let me treat you. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I go all out for anniversaries. Like, they're a big deal to me just because it's like, yay, you actually tolerated me for a whole year? You deserve an award, honestly. Like,